Be in command of your own luxury cockpit. With the Chrysler Town & Country, you are in command of safety seat assignments and in-flight entertainment for a smooth flight for the whole family. Check in at the Chrysler display near the Branch Avenue Metro Shuttle drop and experience the first class in Town & Country. Well, there you hear it, climbing now, and there you see it, going through about 1,500 feet to 2,000 feet above the ground right now is retired Navy Captain Dale Snort Snodgrass, flying one of the airplanes known as the Cadillac of the sky. It's the North American P-51 Mustang, powered by a Rolls-Royce designed and Packard-built Merlin engine, V12, liquid-cooled. It started its life as an automobile racing engine, but found its way into the cowlings, under the cowlings of Supermarine Spitfires and Hawker Hurricanes of the Royal Air Force in the Battle of Britain. As Dale Snodgrass comes off that 1/2 Cuban 8 maneuver with half of an 8-point hesitation roll to bring the aircraft into the upright position. The airplane that you see here is one of about 15,000 that were built, and one of about 160 that remain flyable today. Just over 1% of the entire production run of P-51 Mustangs still flies. Prior to the United States entry into World War II, North American Aviation was providing Harvard trainers, or Texan trainers, the same type of aircraft flown earlier today by the Geico Skytypers, to the Royal Air Force and Royal Canadian Air Force's advanced trainers. In addition to the Royal Air Force Spitfires and Hurricanes, they were using American-built Curtiss P-40 Warhawks as frontline fighters against the German Luftwaffe, the German Air Force, prior to our coming into World War II. Curtiss was tapped out in terms of its production, and the Royal Air Force wanted more. And since they were using North American Texan trainers, which they called Harvards, the British Purchasing Commission in 1940 approached the president of North American Aviation, Dutch Kindleberger, and said, "Dutch, we want you to build P-40 Warhawks under license." And Dutch Kindleberger didn't much want to produce somebody else's airplane. And he had some information that he had gleaned from the National Advisory Council on Aeronautics, and also some information gleaned from German designers back in 1938 when he and his designers made a trip over there on a laminar flow wing. Here comes Ryder Corrigan out in front, and down low and to the left. Let's take a look as Dale Snodgrass works his way across the show line and goes into a beautiful barrel roll. Well, Dutch Kindleberger didn't want to build somebody else's airplane, so he told the British Purchasing Commission, give us 120 days and we'll come up with a brand new airplane for you. That was a bold statement. But he did have some important information about this wing design known as laminar flow. And according to some history books, 117 days later, the Mustang was born. As Major Dave Zeke Skalitsky comes by from Langley Air Force Base in the Raptor. Low to the right comes the Mustang as the nose comes up, going into a 4-point hesitation roll. The original Mustang had an altitude program that did not perform well enough at altitude for the Royal Air Force. So the Royal Air Force took several Mustangs and put those Rolls-Royce Merlin engines in the Mustang, and that made this airplane the Cadillac of the sky. Flown today by retired U.S. Navy Captain Dale Snodgrass, this gentleman who's at the controls is the son of a test pilot. He went to the University of Minnesota on a swimming scholarship, I should say an ROT scholarship, becoming an All-American member of the swim team. Upon graduation, he entered the Navy and became one of the first pilots assigned to F-14 Tomcat training. He was so good that as time went on, he became the F-14 Tomcat demonstration pilot for the United States Navy for 12 years. He became the man who was in charge of every Tomcat for the Navy. Fought during the Gulf War of 1991. A highly decorated Navy captain. And upon his retirement from the Navy back in 1998, or 99 I think it was, he stayed with the Air State Circuit and now flies as one of those select few retired military and civilian pilots as part of the Air Force's Heritage program. He can fly planes. He is an amazing pilot, and we are glad to have him as part of our Air State community. Now, as you see Dale Snodgrass come by for another pass, you'll look carefully at the wings of the fuselage, and you will see some white and black stripes painted on the aircraft. Those are invasion stripes painted on all Allied aircraft in preparation for the D-Day invasion of June 6, 1944. Goes upside down, reaches with his left hand, sets the gear lever toward the floorboards, and extends the landing gear and sets up for landing. Dale Snodgrass is well known if you're an aviation enthusiast and have looked on the World Wide Web and maybe seen a picture of an F-14 Tomcat very low altitude going by the deck of an aircraft carrier with the right wingtip of the F-14 Tomcat actually disappearing below the deck of the carrier. There's a picture, the caption I should say on that picture says that the pilot of the aircraft was grounded for 30 days for making that pass. Well, not the case. It was actually an air show at sea for sailors and families and their dependents. And the pilot of that particular F-14 Tomcat was the man you see on short final right now, Dale Snodgrass. He was not grounded for 30 days. He was the man in charge of all the Tomcats. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a great round of applause for Dale Snort Snodgrass and his P-51 aerobatic Mustang demonstration. The Cadillac of the sky. Well, it's almost time to bring my buddy Brian Norris in here. And Brian, yeah, put the mic on here, Brian, because I want to ask you a couple of questions. We had a discussion earlier when the Harrier was flying. Nick Tyson was telling us that the Bulldogs from VMA